Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I hope you are doing super well. It is Tuesday the 25th of November and I'm going to do a slightly different video to normal because these are the kind of videos that I have been binging these last couple of weeks in the lead up to Black Friday, which is still going to be relevant by the time you're watching this because there will still be Black Friday deals very much live, present, happening, but also January sales. And I just think when you are preparing for a baby or when you're doing like a house move or those kind of bigger life events, there are so many things that you have to buy. And I am not someone who is a big consumer in terms of, I don't enjoy shopping. I much more leaning toward, I lean towards spending my money on experiences and food and travel rather than things. Like, I'm not materialistic, neither is my husband. I quite enjoy the challenge of like finding items on like Facebook Marketplace or like Vinted or in charity shops. Not as much charity shops because it's like you have to kind of really have something specific that you're looking for. But Facebook Marketplace, Vinted, amazing. Especially when you can get new things on there. So that's quite satisfying. But in terms of like genuinely shopping, I just find it a bit of a chore. But with baby boy arriving in January, there are many things you just have to buy because you don't have them already. And they're like, there are so many things you know, whether it's like sanitary items for mum, whether it's baby items, whether it's like clothes, hygiene products, cribs, cots, carriers, etc., etc. Like the list really is endless. I'm very grateful that I have some family members and friends who have given me or given us some like loads of great items like slings, pillows, not snooze pods, we got that ourselves. What else? A bunch of clothes, bath, like tub thing, sleep suits, like all that kind of thing, which has honestly been amazing. Travel cot. So yeah, we've got quite a few items that we didn't have to buy ourselves, which is amazing. But I have literally made a whole spreadsheet on Excel of things that we needed to buy. Now, we're also quite lucky in the sense that Christmas is coming up. So if you are an expecting mum and there are some items that you really like, that you're like, oh, these are a bit nicer than just like getting them secondhand on Vinted, or actually there's a nicer version of a sleep suit that I want to kind of treat ourselves to, put those under a present category because your parents, your family, even friends will probably ask you, is there anything that I can get you? Like, people want to buy gifts, which is amazing and super generous. So some of the like nicer items, whether it's from like more premium brands or more like local independent brands that you found that are a little bit more expensive, put those on the present list and have those be your Christmas presents this year. But I thought I would do a bit of a haul of things that I have bought so far in Black Friday deals, which have saved me a lot of money. Because it is an expensive time when you're buying a baby, not only with things like prams and car seats and cots and like the bigger items that are more expensive, but just like stuff that you need, like postpartum in a hospital that you just simply do not have and you have to buy. So I will link as much as I can down below. This is definitely not the extensive list. These are kind of some of the like must-haves, and I'm going to do a second order in a couple of days' time with more items because I was kind of like, let me get everything that I've ordered to arrive, check it, and then I can order more. So where to begin? Okay, let's start with like some of the items for mum postpartum. So one of the brands that I'm sure you'll have all heard of is the Frida Baby. Now, this is one of those items that I never thought I would buy. Honestly, looking at it, I'm like, that is really disgusting and it's going to give me the ick. But everyone's like, you need to buy it, especially if you're having a baby in like the winter months where the weather is colder. And that is these Frida Mum Nose Snot Suckers. Oh, honestly, disgusting. But babies can't blow their nose, so it kind of does make sense. So anyway, a lot of people recommended those, so I got some of those. I can't remember how much I paid. I'll just put the links for everything below because then you can see, especially through Amazon, that what savings you're getting. Also, Frida Mum are these disposable postpartum underwear. Now, there are non-branded versions of these, I think through like Amazon or Boots, if you're in the UK, that work the same, but I was reading quite a few reviews and these are the most highly reviewed. So yes, they're a little bit more expensive, but I think in that stage, you're just going to want to be comfortable. You're not going to want to be changing your pants more than necessary. There'll be a lot of other things going on that is going to be taking up your time and attention. So I think personally, I go for ones that I'm like, if these are best reviewed, then these are the ones I'm going to get. So I got 2 packs of those, which come in a size regular, and you get 8 per box. So I've got 16, which realistically is probably going to last me a grand total of like 4 days. So I'm probably going to have to get quite a few more of these. It's very hard to know how much to buy, but I think for the first week, maybe you're going to be wearing those. So yeah, I'll probably buy another pack of 2. But the good thing is with Amazon next day delivery, you can just get things next day. So you don't have to kind of get everything that you need, because ultimately, as a first time mum, I don't know how long I'm going to need those things. But anyway, so I've got those. Other product from Freedom Mum is the Perineal Witch Hazel Foam. Now, this is to pump directly onto a pad or pad liner to provide cooling and reduce discomfort. Once again, a lot of people recommend this, regardless of what type of birth you have. I guess it's probably not as relevant if you have a C-section, because down there is not going to be so in so much discomfort. There'll be other things that are going to be discomfort as a cesarean. So yeah, probably if you're just having like a vaginal birth, then this is what you would need. But I think you put them onto the pads, which I haven't yet got. They're on my list. So there's so many different steps. I mean, who knew how many steps there were to like layering up underwear situation once you've given birth. But hey, we're going to learn along the way and it's going to be fine. The other thing is spritz for bits, which I'm now wondering actually. Oh yeah, no, these, okay, so you can use this. I don't think these two are the same. I'm wondering whether they are similar actually. But it looks like you can spray this directly onto your skin rather than like into the pad. But it helps with healing. And I think it's just like cooling relief. So maybe you don't need both. But I think that just goes onto the pad, whereas this goes onto the skin, if you know what I mean. It says directly onto the vulva, perineum and intimate areas, or a maternity pad. So I'm imagining if like you're just feeling discomfort down there, let's say there's been a tear, or maybe to avoid infection, you could spritz this on for like instant relief, which yeah, I'm sure would be a very welcome thing to do. So that's the other one. Then we have lanolin nipple cream. Once again, everyone has said get nipple cream. I suppose if you're not planning on breastfeeding, then you wouldn't need this. But yeah, this is one of the ones that was like highest reviewed. It's like a relatively small little tube. Once again, I think you can order more. There's so many different brands. It's like I just kind of go with the ones that are like well reviewed or recommended. But I didn't want to buy like huge sizes because if for whatever reason I don't like the smell of it, or baby doesn't react well to it, or I don't know, my skin's sensitive to it, then I don't want to buy a huge pot. But got this as a starter pack, which I think as well, when you're going to hospital and packing your like overnight bag, you don't want things in like huge tubs because you're gonna have to take everything with you. So this feels like more like a travel size. But yeah, all of these so far, by the way, have come from Amazon. So I'll pop all the links below. Then what else have we got? Okay, other kind of less like aesthetically pleasing, but important. I got a big box of Kit and Kin hypoallergenic eco nappies. I think there's like 120 in here. Size 1, so this is like newborn size. Yeah, I think there's literally so many in here. So they're in like packets within here. Now, once again, there are so many brands of nappies. I went with those because they are eco hypoallergenic, and I just think when your baby is like fresh out the womb, I want to get something that's going to be just as soothing and non-toxic and clean as possible in those like first couple of weeks. I'm sure there are other brands that are great. this is actually one that I have seen crop up quite a few times, and the reviews are amazing. And on the Black Friday deal, I think there was like 20 or 25% off. So I was like, do you know what? Like, let's do it. It's a sort of the same concept of whatever you feed yourself or whatever you feed the baby at those early stages, you want to be as pure and organic as possible, just to reduce any chance of like irritation or rash or discomfort. So I went for those kit and kin nappies. Okay, moving on to kind of less disposable / hygienic products. Actually I've got one more. Is reusable breast pads. A lot of people said to get reusable ones. You could just pop these in the washing machine. They come with like a little, where has it gone? I don't think I've got it. A little netted bag, so you can kind of put them in the netted bag in the washing machine, and then you can reuse them. These were just from Amazon, well reviewed. I think you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So yeah, eight packs. So, I mean, who knows how long, I don't know, like, I guess we'll find out how much and how frequently nipples leak. But I think for the first couple of weeks anyway, these are probably going to be really handy. So I got those. Okay, moving on to other items. I got this baby nightlight. Now, a lot of people, well, a few people have really recommended either swapping your lamps in your bedroom for red light lamps or getting a red lamp, because it is less disruptive to your circadian rhythm, which means when you wake up in the middle of the night, you don't have to turn on like a brighter light. It keeps the vibes like quite calming. It's less intrusive to like your sleep patterns. And so this is like a little egg pod that is rechargeable, which is handy. And you can choose different colours for it. So let me see if I can get it on. So it goes through the different colours. So like pink, red, and then you tap on the top, I believe, to stop it at the light that you want. So this could just be on your bedside table, and rather than turning on your main lamp, you turn this on, in the same way that you can move it around rooms. So you can come into the nursery, which is where I am now, and if you're feeding in the nursery, you could just bring this lamp with you, and it keeps it nice and dark, nice and cozy. And there's other lights, colours as well, like orange, yellow. I don't think you'd want green or blue, but yeah. So I thought that was quite a good thing to get, and very handy, very light, and you can recharge it, so you don't have to faff around with like cords or batteries, things like that. It's just plug in, ready to go. So got that. Then we got, I actually got these. Did I get these on Amazon? Yeah, I think I got all of these things on Amazon. But these muslin burp cloths, and everyone's like, get more muslins than you think you will need. So I'll pull one out so we can have a look, but I'm going to wash all of these anyway. But these are just super soft, quite nice size. You can get different patterns. The link that I'll pop below, there's loads of different stars that you can get depending on your preference. So these have like little clouds and stars on. And these are good for just like burping, I guess for like swaddling, even putting down on like a sofa or a bed underneath. So yeah, they're 100% cotton as well, which I think is what people recommended, but I don't know what the different types of material are, but you can put them in the washing machine. So yeah, that was that. I can't remember how much they were, but as I say, I'll link everything below. Susurration is the brand. Okay, then I got these cellular cotton blankets. I actually got these from Vinted. These are brand new. I'll see if I can find any on Amazon and link them so that you can get some as well. But everyone said that, or the kind of reading that I did online, said that the cellular blankets, cotton, are really good because they're breathable. You can put them in a pushchair, or just like wrapped up in their Moses basket or their cot. And it traps air in to keep baby cool in summer and warm in the winter. So you can kind of use them all year round. And they're just like a really nice sort of like cream colour. And I did Google Bloomsbury Mill before I bought them off Vinted, and they seem like a really good brand. So another tip is look for things on Vinted that are new. because then that means they've got the label on. So I was looking at like the Little White Company sleep suits earlier. We're going to get some of those nice like sheepskin mitts for the pram. And they've got a really good deal on actually at the moment in John Lewis. So I've sent them to my parents because they wanted to get a couple of things for us. So going to get them from there. But they did have a brand new pair on Vinted that I nearly bought. But actually the ones on John Lewis with Black Friday discount were cheaper than the ones on Vinted anyway. So that was like quite a good example of finding something that's new that would have been cheaper. It's just because Black Friday means that there's sales and discounts to be had and found. And then almost finally, this is actually something that we got from my mother-in-law, which is a 100% natural lamb skin. I don't know what you'd call it. It's not a rug. It's kind of like a liner, but you can move it into different places. And it's so soft and snuggly. So I'm showing you this because if you haven't got one, I would highly recommend finding one. But they look like this. They're really big. And you can put it in like the base of a pram. You can put it in like a sort of bassinet. Put it in the Moses basket. You can put it on a sofa. Put it anywhere. And you can just move it around depending on where you want it. And it's so soft and snuggly. You can wash these. I think as soon as you wash it, it would go like a little bit, well, just less soft. But my mother-in-law had one when my husband was born. And then she used it for his sister. And she's still got it at home. So they do last a long, long time. This brand is Bowron sheepskins, which I'm sure is a very good quality one. I know you can get them specifically for prams that had the kind of cutout so you can fit the straps through. This doesn't have that, but if for a newborn, you can put them in the bassinet, as I said, or you can move it around. So I almost think this is more versatile because in a pram, you're probably going to have like a foot muff thing anyway, or you can have blankets, or you can put that in the bottom. So I think that's, yeah, really, really lovely purchase. And then one more thing, I've actually got, I won't show you all the clothes that we've got because quite a few of them are from my cousin or from my like other family members. I've got a few items on Vinted. If you want me to do like a little bit of a Vinted haul of baby clothes, I will. But I just thought for now, focus on like Black Friday deals where you can get good stuff. M&S, John Lewis, both really good. Anywhere, to be honest, I think is doing Black Friday, but I just wanted, this is the cutest little thing. Oh my goodness. It's like this soft, light blue velvet with, I don't even know what those are, but they're just like little hedgehogs and 4-leaf clovers. And I'm fully aware that zips are meant to be the most practical. These are poppers, but honestly, I just saw it and I was like, that is too friggin' cute. So yeah, if you're looking for something like that, head to M&S. So this was £12, which I think is really good value, but then you look on Vinted and there's stuff that's like brand new or looks as good as new that's like £3 or £4. And I think at the newborn stage, they grow out of things so quickly. You don't really know until they're born, like what you want to dress them in or what's going to be practical or like convenient, what style works well. So it's like you want to buy loads of things, but at the same time, you don't need to get them brand new. I think that's a place where you can save money. And I've even said to like my sister a couple of things that I've sent through to her as like a lovely cashmere hat or lovely soft like little cotton socks. Get those on Vinted because, you know, if they're new, save some money. So anyway, that is my haul. I'm currently in the nursery, which we're really, really happy with. You can kind of see our wallpaper. It's like a lovely animal print design. Moses basket behind, if you will focus on it. And then we've got our like nursing chair there. That chair is not going to stay. And then we've got, yeah, chest of drawers. That's just the top of the pram. And then we put that shelf up on the weekend actually, which is where I'm going to hang some of his little clothes when we get them. So I hope you found that helpful. If you did, let me know and I will do a second haul, which will mean that you can get things either in like the delayed January Black Friday sales if I post it next week when you're seeing this, or January sales, of which I'm sure there's going to be loads of really good stuff as well. So let me know what you end up buying, and happy shopping.